Hi, and welcome to my channel where I am documenting my trading journey, the good, the bad, and the boring. Today is Friday, December 5th, 2025. This is Palantir stock. The ticket is PLTR on the 1 minute time frame. I only trade one stock, one time frame, and only take one trade a day if my setup appears. My idea is to simplify trading as much as possible to fit my personality and my lifestyle. So I eliminate all the noises out there that I personally don't think is necessary to make money in the market. And I'm sure most people would prefer simplicity versus complexity. This is not a financial advice, this is just for education purpose. Is 8:30 here and the market just opened. The red line is the high of yesterday, and those trend lines here, a wedgie, maybe a channel here. I only use trend lines, support and resistance, and price action to trade. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Since it opened and touched the high, I'm bearish at the moment, but I need some bearish signals first. It has too many touches on this trend line. We need more confirmation to go bearish. So always look left to trade right? I'm still bearish. I'm just waiting for a bearish signal, because the low of yesterday is closer to this high here, but you never know. That's why you wait for confirmation, not to get in on when it touches the high. Hammer bar here, but still too close to the top. Still, I need to see some momentum going on the bullish side first before I change my bias. Put this hammer bar here, a bearish hammer bar, and I need another hammer bar next to the hammer bar to go bearish. Otherwise I wait for the next signal, and also has this trend line here that needs to be, looks like it's gonna break because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, and this is the high of yesterday. But I need to see more confirmation. If this bar closes here, that means you have a bearish hammer bar with the engulfing bar, a bearish engulfing bar. That's a good sign that this trend line is gonna break. But I need my signal as an entry. We have to be patient and wait. It can be FOMO to chase moves. Just because it broke this trend line doesn't mean it's gonna go immediately. It could come in and retest some areas here and gives more confirmation to go bearish. It could go all the way to the top here also. You never know. Got a Doge bar instead, a hammer bar here. This still look bearish. See, that's why you wait for confirmation, not just because it breaks a trend line. And also, I'm trading on the 1 minute chart, so I have to be more careful. I have to have more confirmation for my entries, not just because it breaks an area. Two bullish hammer tails, which I need the bearish ones, not the bullish ones, to go short. It might be bullish, but I need to see more confirmation. Entry. He looks so this will be my entry to topping tail because my bias, I'm bearish. So each square, this might be the entry. So each square is 20 cents. So I managed to zoom in my chart to be like that, so I don't have to do the math. So I just count the squares and put my target and my stop. I think it's easier and simple like this. have the entry. Maybe it was here because I was looking to the high. Well, if it comes, great. If it doesn't come here and trigger me in and goes without me, we'll just wait for another opportunity. I'm not gonna chase moves. Yep, definitely it's gonna go without me. Wow. This is so annoying. So annoying. Now it's just too many tails here, so I'm just gonna wait for another opportunity. It could be bullish, who knows? It's just annoying, very annoying. If it puts another topping tail, 2 topping tails, I will get in, but otherwise it's just gonna let it go because of this area here. Now it looks confusing. Because it has, so 1, 2, 3, 4 touches here. It could be bullish now, breaking this area. If I don't see a signal bearish, I'm not gonna go in. Very annoying. But that's what it is, we're trading. All right, a topping tail. Give me another topping tail in here. Nope. That's why you wait for the signal. Because it looks like it's breaking this area. And might be bullish. Like this, but it was too close to this area still. That's why I wait for the signal, because if I was bullish, my entry it will never trigger my entry anyways. Either way, if it gives me a bullish entry, I'll get in. If it gives me a bearish, now I'm more bullish than bearish. But on the top, it's nice if it gives me a reason to enter bearish than bullish, of course, because it's gonna be a little extend. It'll be better if it gives me a bearish signal. Gave me 2 bullish hammer tail right on the top. Unless if it comes all the way to retest this trend line. My first signal, I just need another one. Come on, I put my target and everything else like on the grain of the square because the price is correctly. So if it comes to this area, this will be my entry. This will be my stop, and this will be my target. Yeah, I don't know. This could be bearish because of the confusion. Well, I'm gonna stuff is getting confused. It's not come to my area right away, and now the trend line looks far. This topping tail or hammer bar, another hammer bar slash doge bar with those bullish hammer bar. I would still have this area here, another hammer bar. If it comes to trade me in, I think I moved the trend line, didn't I? Oh, it is what it is. Because that could be the area, but I think I moved the trend line. Because I like to do the touches. If it comes here, bullish, great. If it not, this probably will be the entry because I moved the trend line to be more safe in this because it has this torch here with the trend line. But otherwise we look for maybe a bearish entry. I don't really like to enter it on the top. But if the signal, if it gives me the signal, it's just tough not to. I'll just say if it comes here, fine. If not, I'm not gonna move or do anything. Should move even lower, but I want to stick with my original entry. If it comes to, if it reject here, I'm just gonna look for a bearish. Yeah, I'm gonna erase that. Probably look for a bearish. If it gives me a bearish signal, because this is already, it just looks weird already. If it goes straight to your entry, great. But if it's just chopping, it looks bullish, and then who knows, might be bearish and touch the trend line here already, because my original entry is the touch of the trend line with this kind of resistance here, but it just end up chopping this area here. So now it's just, it doesn't look it's gonna be an entry in there. If this was like a topping tail, if the topping tail formed next to this one, that would be a perfect entry, bearish. But then form this one and this, it kind of, you know, it's a Doge bar. But if this was like more like a long tail here, I would have entry here. So it looks like it broke this trend line. Would be a fake breakout because it's so tiny. But if it gives me the signal, it will be my entry. If it gives me. Annoying, very annoying. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. Like what, a penny? But the bar hasn't formed yet. Who knows? That would be my target. Okay. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Put my entry here. That's what I'm gonna do. If it comes to, because it's already had the little move in there. Yeah, it's gonna, oh my god, so annoying this. I hate when this happens. It is what it is. If it comes here, because it has this trend line, topping tail, broke the trend line. Because of 1 penny. 1 penny. Unbelievable. This is the boring and annoying part of trading. It's very annoying and boring because you have to wait over and over, and sometimes doesn't trigger you in. It goes without you. That's why my target was here initially. If my my entry got tricked in here. So it is almost 10 o'clock. I have 40 minutes for something to happen. Otherwise, I don't trade because I only trade until 10:30. It's annoying. Usually it doesn't take this long. Most of the times my trades are in the opening of the day. This was very confusing. If I was bullish here, this would be perfect entry because two bottoming tails touch here, it would on this the trend line here. But I was bearish at the moment. But then this started happening and I removed my entry. And I was correct to remove my entry here because of this mass here. It's probably, remember my initial entry, it was right here with the touch of this trend line, but then it got chopped and moved. So if I had this entry, I'll be entry right here, which you might go to the top and retest. But you want to add a resistance, like when it's in trading in the middle of the chart, you want to add a resistance to more confirmation for your entry that works better. But on the top, it's different. My first signal, hammer bar in this area. I need another hammer bar. So we're in the trade bullish. Okay, got in the trade 1020. The reason is now I have to explain, because now I'm in the trade, because 1 minute chart is so fast. It's the retest of the break of this trend line. This was the area of the break of this resistance earlier today, and put two bottoming tails, bullish bottoming tails, especially if the second one is green and has a space for this, like a top of the channel here. So that's the reason I got in the trade. And the two bottoming tails are my bullish signal that to me indicate that it's gonna give me some push in this direction after to my target. And now we drink our hot tea and wait. since my trade was taking too long to go to my target and my stop, I ended up going to the gym. And when I got back, I realized that I forgot to zoom out the chart. So the bar that hit my target, it was not on the screen, but you guys could see in the little notification up here that my target got hit. But then I decided to make this second video to explain details, the reasons I got into this trade, so you guys can understand better. So I had, at one point, I had my entry here touching this trend line and this bottoming tail here. I was bullish at this moment, but it started chopping up here and never gave me an entry, and started to look like bearish. It broke this trend line, so I was bearish. I even put in my entry here, but it didn't trade me in for probably like 1 penny. I was pretty upset at the moment because if I got traded in here, my target would be right here on this orange line, which is funny. That's where I got in bullish. And the reason I got bullish here, it was because it broke this trend line, which you guys can see is a wedge, the break of this wedge inside this channel. It was kind of forming a channel here. So it gave me the bullish signal, which it was a bottoming tail, a bullish hammer bar, which is a bottoming tail as well, green, on the retest of the break of this wedge here as well that got broke earlier. And that's the reason I got into this trade, because I have too many confirmations, like the wedge, the trend line, which is the same thing, the retest of the break of that wedge gave me the bullish signal, and I got in this trade 10:20 and I got out 10:54. So I was in this trade 34 minutes. I just had got at the gym when I got the notification on my phone that my target got hit. It was pretty good because I have a better workout for sure. So, and the takeaway from this trade, it is that you have to be patient to wait for your setup and not chasing moves because you already waiting for a long time. It took me almost 2 hours to get into this trade, waiting for my setup, waiting for confirmations. And this comes from an impatient person. That means I have to learn how to control my emotions and be more patient and wait for the setup. And that's not easy because I personally don't believe we change our emotions. We just learn how to control them to achieve our goals in life. Let me know in the comments why you struggle the most in trading, and thanks for watching.